I think it's about 20 seconds into the movie, The Raven, starring John Cusack, that one of the characters says, "I need some light." And he's not kidding. They're in a very dark room, and even in the theater, I can't make out anything that's in that room. They turn on the light, the movie goes on. But really, from that first moment, I found myself, both literally and metaphorically during this movie, every once in a while going, I need some more light. This is a very, very dark movie, The Raven, which is interesting because John Cusack is a pretty funny guy, and I've liked him in many, many things, and I think he's a likable guy. But he plays Edgar Allan Poe in this movie, and it's kind of following Poe later in his life as his stories are being acted out by somebody in real life. And so these gruesome things that he's written in his tales are being done by this person, and he has to figure out the clues and solve the mystery with the police. The problem is, it makes for maybe an interesting concept, but when it's played out on the screen, especially done as graphically as it is in this movie, there's just no sense, there's no time for relief, there's no time for levity, and it just comes off as a very dark experience and not one that I particularly enjoyed. Cusack is a decent actor, but when you strip away his likability, because he's not very likable in this movie, you strip away a lot of the tools he has to be who he needs to be on the screen, to be the charismatic presence that he needs to be. Is the mystery interesting? Maybe, but I don't think particularly. It is a basic whodunit. They introduce different characters and then put, possible suspicion on them, and you kind of wonder who did it, and then at the end it's revealed who did it, and I have to say the revelation is one that really cheapens a lot of the clues that they threw your way earlier in the movie. So that's not even necessarily satisfying. If I were to look for something good to say about this movie, I think it actually is well written. I think there are some interesting scenes of dialogue and some play back and forth between some of the characters, but even that isn't close to enough to save this movie. Unfortunately, Edgar Allan Poe, as he writes good stuff, he didn't actually have to put it on the screen and deal with the consequences, but these people did, and it didn't come out all that well.